If something goes wrong, the first place they come is to the church. It's still vital in the African American community.
Members of Mother African Zor United Methodist Church in Philadelphia know very well the value of being part of the life story of a denomination. Their congregation is one of the oldest in the U.S., formed in 1787.
One God, forever and ever. Amen.
Recovering and preserving the rich history of African Americans in the church is the goal of the African American Methodist Heritage Center, says Executive Assistant Carol Travis.
I think we all need to care more about each other's stories. That's all we have. And I think if we understood more about each other's stories, we wouldn't have as many things going on in the world.
We have a big story. Our lives, whether as individuals, as a church, a community, are actually large and complicated. And it's really kind of exciting to see communities asking the question, how can we become involved in telling that complicated story?
The history of African Americans, once excluded from the main life of the church, includes the stories of those who stayed and made the denomination what it is today. The center's collection is maintained by the General Commission on Archives and History on the campus of Drew University in New Jersey.
We are setting aside a spot for people and parts of Methodism that haven't always been treated with the dignity and importance that they should have been given.
Family members are the greatest contributors to the center.
I get 2 or 3 calls a week from people who are going through their father's, their grandfather's papers, and they say, I've just found 10 years worth of minutes from the central jurisdiction. I just found a reel-to-reel copy of a video that was done 20 years ago. Do you have any use for that? Of course we do.
The archive can't possibly accept everything, but they do want to preserve the stories of as many families as possible. Significant sermons, photos, and other items will be well taken care of.
One of my favorite stories is about a gentleman from New Orleans who called me. And I said, send me something, sir. Please send me something. So he did. 9 months later, Katrina happened, and he lost everything. And he called me, and he started to break down while he was speaking to me. He said, the only thing that I know where it is are the papers of my father. Within 3 days, we had copied his father's materials and sent them to him, and that was all he had left.
An oral history archive will include interviews with the wives of Methodist bishops.
The wives' stories are very rarely told. And you know, they have some stories about what went on.
It took a long time for the South to change. It had to be a gradual thing.
And even our own folks don't really know some of the sacrifices that our foreparents made in order to continue for the United Methodist Church to survive. That we were very important in the founding of it, the continuation of it, and that we will be around as it continues into the future.
This video was brought to you by the people of the United Methodist Church through World Service donations.